Night Walker here. It's Thanksgiving weekend, Canada here. Doing a little video of where we're staying tonight. Check it out, man. Staying at Painter's Lodge in Callan River, BC, Vancouver Island. Salmon capital of the world. They also run a fishing contest here called the Tai Fishing Contest. And what it is you use old rowboats and you go out with an old rowboat and you try to catch the biggest salmon. A video I did yesterday on the at the museum. I showed you some pictures of some people that caught some big fish here. This one lady caught like a 67 pounder. Unbelievable. So right here around Callan River, there's also a spot just up the passage here called Ripple Rock. Ripple Rock was one of the biggest explosions underground ever, and they did it so they could run cruise ships and big freighters and logging tugs and you know, like log barges and everything through this passage, or you'd have to go to the outside of the island. So I believe it was in the 50s. I'm not quite sure the exact year, but I'll get back to you on that. The museum I went to yesterday actually had a video on that, and I didn't sit down and watch it, but I've seen it on a documentary channel, and I know about it because I've read it before. It's really unique. So it's very narrow through here, but you can get like two cruise ships can basically pass each other right here, but in the narrows up above the Ripple Rock, you basically had to go one at a time, obviously, because they're huge boats, right? But yeah, beautiful area. It's nice today. Yesterday was very windy and rainy, and I'd come up this way to actually go to some sprint car races at Saratoga Speedway, but it got canceled because of the rain and wind. You can't run a 1,000 horsepower sprint car with slick tires on a wet track. Maybe not 1,000 horsepower, but pretty close, depending on what class you're in. Anyways, we went for a nice walk today up at Elk River Provincial Park. It's these falls. It was very nice. I showed you on a video earlier to this one. So tonight we're gonna be at Painter's Lodge here and have a nice Thanksgiving turkey dinner, three-course dinner for a good deal, $35. And so tomorrow I'll work my way down the island back home, and then obviously next week back to building saws for all you folks out there in YouTube land and the chainsaw world. Excuse me. Over what you see is an island across from here. There was that's Potter Island, and then there's Cortez Island on the other side. Right through there, if you can see, there's a ferry over there. Kind of over, yeah, over there. You can kind of see it. Runs back and forth, I think, every half hour or something. Very busy. So the ferries run to all these little islands off the main island, Vancouver Island here, to these small islands where there's a lot of people that live there, or resorts. Beautiful area. There's an old tugboat coming down right now through the Narrows. He's got a tow of a beautiful log. Beautiful, big, huge bunch of logs. Wow, look at that, eh? Maybe you guys can see that. That tug's got like a huge amount of log booms behind it. Oh, and there's another tug pushing it. Yeah. So that's how they haul a lot of the logs here on the around Vancouver Island. Is they use the tugs and the booms, and they hook them all together, and they tow the logs down that are all cinched together with boob chains and wire and whatnot, and they haul them down to the mills from the remote logging camps and areas where they don't have the mills, right? So they'll haul them down this way, down to the mills, or a lot of times, some of those big, huge grapple barges will come into an inlet where there's a lot of log booms, like Sabalas Inlet, Nooka, Gold River, these areas, and they'll grapple all these big log booms and put them onto these ships. Then they'll ship them over to Japan or China, where they're buying the logs, or they'll bring them down to the mills and dump them in the water. If you see these big log barges that'll dump like a huge load, then the boom boats and the boats will push them all together and push them around and sort them out and put them into the mill area where they can mill the wood and then ship the lumber out to the rest of the world. But this through here is quite a narrow passage in this. This guy would have had to get clearance to go through that Ripple Rock area, and before any other big ship could come up. So so the Marine Channel and the guys that are like securing like the movement of the ships and the tugs and stuff have to really be in sync, right, to do it. Like, this guy's not moving very fast, but you look at that, maybe you can't quite see it, but that's a lot of logs, man. Those aren't just logs floating up top. They'll be like, oh, look at that cool airplane heading off right now, seaplane, and they're heading people back to a resort or to a mainland or to an inside passage where people live in the middle of nowhere. Beautiful. That's just beautiful here. So tonight I'm staying at this painter's lodge here and going for dinner here in a little bit with my gal Shelly. My daughter Taylor's up in Prince George right now, hanging out with Mike, and she sent me some nice pictures. Said she was out in the woods today and seen this really cool big Sitka spruces trees. That was cool. So yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna get ready, go get cleaned up, put on some sort of fancy clothes instead of my old lager wear or whatever, man, and go for a nice dinner. So happy Thanksgiving to everyone in Canada, and to you folks in the US next month. We'll talk about that later. Have a great night.